Here we go again. So a 16-year-old girl was beaten to death in a high school bathroom in the state of Delaware. Basically, she was at school. She got into a fight and some girls ended up jumping in it, and she was basically beaten to death at just the age of 16. So I'm going to go ahead and read to you guys what foxnews.com has to say about your girl, Amy Inita. Hashtag RIP Amy. Foxnews.com writes, and I quote, "A 16-year-old sophomore died Thursday following a fight in a Delaware high school girls' restroom," city officials said. The fight involved multiple people at Howard High School of Technology, said Andra Kopich, a spokeswoman for Wilmington Mayor Dennis Williams. Officers were called to the school as students were arriving for the day, and the girl was flown to AI DuPont Children's Hospital in critical condition. Police spokeswoman Sergeant Andrea Janvier said. She said police were expected to be at the school for several hours. News media outlets quoted Police Chief Bobby Cummings as saying the two female students were taken to police headquarters for questioning. Howard isn't known as a violent school, and Cummings said he did not know of any other problems in recent days. Quote, "My heart bleeds for the family," Mayor Dennis Williams told a news conference. State agencies will help provide support for those affected by the tragedy, Governor Jack Markell said in a statement. Students at the school were dismissed Thursday, and officials had not determined yet whether classes would be held Friday, media outlets reported. A mayoral debate on public safety scheduled to take place at the school Thursday night has been canceled, end quote. So that's basically the gist of the story. You know, they gave you the short version of it, basically. And I actually posted two links on my blog, one to that story. The other one is to the Washington Post website. And it gets more into detail about the story. But the gist of it is she got into a fight over a boy in the bathroom. She was 16. She was originally reported to be 15 years old, but she was actually 16. They got into a fight. Some other girls jumped in it. She ended up having her face or head bashed against the sink, or she was hit and fell, whatever it was. She ended up hitting her head or face on the sink and dying, basically. That was the gist of it. And while this is tragic and everything, and I'm not trying to downplay what happened, I just wanted to say this. If this was a boy that died, nobody would care. I mean, Christina Hoff Sommers wrote a book years ago called The War Against Boys. And there's definitely a war against boys, particularly black boys in America. Now, I'm not trying to belittle what happened to this young lady. I'm not trying to take, all of the attention off of what happened to her, because I think that her death was tragic and everything. However, I just wanted to take the time out to say that if this was a boy, people would say, good for him. And I wanted to say that that's wrong. This 16-year-old person died before their time over basically nothing. Because the truth is, even if that boy was her boyfriend that they were fighting over, they probably would not have been together for the rest of their lives anyway. I mean, that's some high school stuff. And here she is dead because people were basically fighting over things that they could have resolved with a conversation. And let's just say, for example, because we don't really know all of the details of what happened between this boy and these girls. But let's say he was two-timing the girls. Let's say he was dating two of them at the same time. Let's just say that. At the end of the day, the only thing they would have to do is say, okay, well, we'll both just leave him alone because he's a liar or whatever. But the truth is, a lot of times these young girls will get into a situation like this, so then that way they'll have a story to tell their friends. That's why when women get caught for crimes, they smile at mugshots. They know that there's more than likely not going to be any real repercussions for their actions. And they're like, hey, look, I'm a woman. I'll be able to walk away from this. And it's crazy because I watched a video of one of the girls at the school. I think her name was Kayla Williams. And when she was talking to the news, she basically, as a matter of fact, I'm going to find that video. I'm going to post it on my blog. If you do not see the video of Kayla Williams, let me know in the comment section. If you did not see it on my blog, that's because I forgot to post it. I will go get it immediately. If I forget, I will hurry up, go get it, and make sure I post it so you can see this. When she was speaking to the police, she basically had a smile on her face, but she was trying to hold it back. It was really weird. And it's crazy because a lot of people would not pick up on that, but I immediately noticed this. And what I realized was, I'm just speculating here. This is just my opinion for legal reasons. The reason why she smiled, in my opinion, now for the record, she was one of the witnesses of the actual fight. I forgot to add that part. She actually saw what happened, at least some of it. I think that she enjoyed seeing this. You know, so to her, it just wasn't really anything. It was just a regular day, even though somebody died and whatnot. Because why else would she be smirking or smiling while telling the news reporters what the hell had just happened? You know, her classmates got together, beat up and killed somebody, and you're going to sit up there smiling when talking to the news about it. And some people may say, oh, that was just a nervous smile. Listen. There's no such thing as a nervous smile. At least not when talking about something like this. If it was one of her family members, there'd be no nervous smile. Okay? There wouldn't be. Anyways, man, while it is extremely unfortunate that this happened, I have to say this before I go. If you want to stop violence like this, you have to be against violence as a whole. You have to be consistent. You can't say, for example, oh, I'm against violence against women. I'm against domestic violence against women. You have to be against violence as a whole. You can't be pro-military and anti-domestic violence against women. You can't be anti-domestic violence against women and pro-domestic violence against men. It just doesn't work that way. That's not the way that life works. And we've preached a half-violent sermon in America. We've said that other countries should not be violent, but America should have the most expensive military in the world and go destroy the rest of the planet. We've also said that men need to keep their hands to themselves, but women don't. We said that black people need to not be violent, but white people can just basically destroy everything too. And that's just not the way that the world works. You got to be consistent. You can't say you're pro-peace and be pro-abortion. It's just not the way that things work, people. But anyways, this is all the truth and fact, not just opinion. RIP to Amy Anita Joyner Francis. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's her full name, Amy Anita Joyner Francis. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine. And please, for God's sake, stop the violence. All of it. All of it. That's the only way. Not any of that half-ass stuff. Meat Magazine. I almost forgot. Forgot to add a few things. Boxing, football, ultimate fighting, mixed martial arts. All of it is violence. When I say stop the violence, football, all of it. Meat Magazine.